What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time joining us, glad to see you. Today we have a special treat. We are standing here with a Magnatrac RS1000. Now before we get started, wanted to do a little bit of background and history on these machines. This one is actually a 2012 and it has a lot of options. If you haven't seen one before, they do not pop up for sale used very often, and when they do, they're extremely hard to get. So I was very fortunate to be able to find this one, get a great deal on it, and it have as many options as this does here to be able to test out. So the Struck Corporation, which is who makes this, they have been around since the late 60s. So they started out with a smaller machine than this. So this is considered the homeowner's machine. You have the RS96, I believe it's called. So that one's a little kit machine for the hobbyist. This one, the Magnatrac 1000, they say this is for the homeowner. And then they have two larger ones advertised towards the homesteader and the contractor. What sets this little unit apart from most other machines this size is you rarely see them with the backhoe. This was a very expensive option to add, and in 2012 this was purchased for $12,400. As you see it, it also has a rear 3-point ripper as well as a blade for the front. So there are other attachments. So if you adjust that for inflation today, and they are still in business, I went to their website, I priced out this exact machine with these options, and it came out to over $17,000. So that's probably why you don't see a lot of these. It's a very niche market, but they're super cool machines. I've always wanted one. I saw their ads in the back of Popular Mechanics and so on. And now I finally have my hands on it. So real quick, let's go around it and discuss the features. First of all, it does have a Honda electric start engine. With this being the deluxe package, it has some enhanced styling. So you'll notice the front implement first. There is this hydraulic ram. It is controlled by this lever here. And don't worry, we're gonna go around and show you the full functions. So this is a quick attach plate right here, basically. You undo bolt number 1, you undo bolt number 2, and then the implement's off and you're ready to put another one on. So this is the hydraulic lift bucket. This isn't, they have a loader you can get as well, but this is going to be the hydraulic lift scoop bucket. It does not have hydraulic dump. Instead, what you do is you pull this lever here. When it's full and it's raised up to the full upright position, it raises up all the way. And then when you go down, lower the implement, locks back into place. You can easily get to it from the operator's seat. The other option that it has up front that is not a standard feature is this weight bar right here. So it gives it a little bit more weight and stability. Really nice with the backhoe. You come to the tracks right here, it has rubber bolt-on pads. So this is going to be the non-marking version, so you're not marking up your concrete. If you wanted to plow off your driveway or whatever, you're not going to be scratching up your concrete. So it drives just like a skid steer, forwards, backwards, right, left, everywhere in between. The sticks aren't sitting in the same position because I had to adjust the pulley slack to get it to drive correctly, but doesn't matter, drives as intended. Now you get to the back, you have the backhoe attachment. The stabilizers on this are not hydraulic, they're on jack stands, so spin those down to position. Might end up putting a drill bit head on here so you can. This also came with a ripper for the backhoe, so you can take the bucket off, put a ripper on. Now, this whole backhoe assembly does come off of here. And you do that by taking off these bolts right here, 3 bolts either side. You disconnect the hydraulic lines, and then you are able to remove the backhoe. I have yet to mess with that because it looks fairly involved. Yep. Anywho. So the backhoe is going to be a little bit more of a hassle to get off. But it does have this rear hydraulic cylinder, if you can see here. With this, you can attach the rear ripper that goes back here and have a 3-shank ripper on the rear when this backhoe is off. But it's a little bit involved to get this backhoe off, so what exactly are we going to do with that? I'm not quite sure at this time. It might stay on because it looks as though there's a lot that goes into removing it once it is on. We'll see. So that's going to be all the basic features, functions, everything that this has. So now I'm sure you're wanting to see, okay, how useful is it? What can it do? So this is going to be the first video we're going to do, just kind of run it around, and then we're going to dive into it later on another video. In this instance, the rocks are frozen to the ground and it's not wanting to scoot them. So I guess now's an ideal time to test out the backhoe and see if it has the power to pluck these rocks up off this frozen ground so I can scoop them up. Get my stabilizers down here. And then how you convert this to backhoe is kind of cool, actually. I like how they thought of this. So what you do is you pull this pin, the seat comes up, swivels, and then you lock it into this backhoe position right here. So just like that, you're now in position to run the backhoe. I feel like that was pretty well thought out. we use this D6 front idler. It weighs about 350 pounds, give or take a few. So this was kind of like the benchmark during the lifting test. So if it can lift this, on the next video we'll see how much weight it can really do. Today's kind of a crappy day with it being frozen. It's supposed to thaw out later in the week, and maybe we'll actually be able to dig. With that front bucket, I notice it angles down, that way you can dig with it. So it's more meant for like digging or moving like gravel, looser material. So for lifting those rocks, they have a set of tine forks that go on there for bulky items. But if those rocks weren't frozen to the ground, I mean, the backhoe feels like it has plenty of hydraulic power, so let's see. And it fit in a really tight spot. There you have it. That's going to be kind of video number 1 and the introduction to this thing. So far, I'd say for what it is in its size, I'm impressed. After adjusting the belt tensioner, it gets around really well. It feels like it has plenty of pushing power. The backhoe is, I think it should probably be ran at a lower RPM, but it feels really powerful. We might get this thing head to head. My friend has the Chinese mini excavator, so I think we're going to try and put them side by side. Obviously the mini excavator is going to perform a little bit better, but I mean, this backhoe is a very expensive option, and I think for what it is, it's well engineered. So join us next time. Hope you enjoyed. Drop a comment and let us know what else you would like us to do while testing this thing. Weather wasn't ideal today. And then also, make sure you're visiting the link to digitsupplyco.com, because on there we have a bunch of cool gear, and what we're doing is we're giving away a John Deere 450H dozer, all custom black paint. We're going to be posting updates on the website when it gets out of paint next week. So appreciate if you guys check that out, and make sure you like, follow, and we'll see you next time.